What's going on, guys? Um, Last night was very different. Um, it would be a combination of two, I would say, separate things that happened in the same night, and one was what appeared to be just a dream, and the other one, I can't really definitively say that it was a dream or call it an out-of-body experience either. There's some elements to it that felt like it literally happened for real in the waking life. Um, More like a sleepwalking state than anything else. And I've had this happen quite a few times over the years. For those of you who've been watching me for a while would know that. Definitely it was a concerning thing. I don't know what to think of it as positive, negative, neutral. I don't know. But let me get into the dream first. And it was a really interesting world or place that I was in. I'm in an open ocean, and the ocean is very dark. I mean, the color of the water is very, very dark, almost like a black color. And all around me are very kind of large icebergs. Icebergs that are, hundreds of meters wide, 100, 200 meters tall, of course, various shapes and sizes as well. Um, they're all within relatively close vicinity of each other. But what was different was that there were settlements on all of these icebergs, meaning it was basically like a city that was built on top of them. And the structures on top of them were really interesting. They were kind of circular and mushroom shaped, meaning they were kind of dome like. The most of the structures were very dome like. They had you know, there were also different shapes and sizes, and some of them were literally like in the shape of like a mushroom, where it was covering large areas of the top of this iceberg. And some of them had really, really large open windows. Some of these structures were uh, more rectangular, but most of them had this mushroom dome shape, and most of them were either white, black, or silver in color. So they really blended into the black and kind of white landscape or land and waterscape, being the icebergs with the ocean. And I noticed that in between, um, there's a lot of activity going on. In between these icebergs, there's a lot of travel with high speed boats. And when I say high speed, these were really quick boats. And they would take you from point A, from one iceberg to another. And I almost got this sense like each of these large icebergs had a very specific function, or there was, a designated area for this and a designated iceberg for that, and people would travel in between them. And I saw what they were wearing, which was I thought was particularly interesting. What they were wearing was also black, silver, white uniforms. Uniforms, like almost everyone looked the same. They looked human. They were very skin tight uniforms. And by the way, I'm not saying that they were human just because they looked it. And I'm not saying this was the Earth. I'm not saying this was even another dimension of Earth. I got the impression that this was a entirely different world completely. That was just my opinion. And yeah, it was just literally nothing particularly going on that I could recall. Just me observing this location just as an observer. Um, so later in the night, I woke up after that dream, went back to sleep, And I just suddenly kind of came to in my bathroom right here, or at least I felt like I was standing right there in the bathroom, and I was looking at my own reflection. And what I observed was this transformation of my face to an alien cyclops, basically, is what I could describe it. And from one eye, this actually sort of just happens like as a sort of illusion. If you were to stare at your eyes in the mirror for a long time, you kind of have your eyes merged together, but this was completely different. I grew just a very giant, massive eye, and this eye became illuminated with this bright blue lightning color, very powerful looking, emitting a lot of energy, and it was squinting and going like it was looking like a real eye, and it was really starting to freak me out. It felt like I was looking at it for a long period of time, and then I just kind of came to again. And when I woke up in the morning, I was trying to figure out all morning what the hell that was. What was that? What kind of dream was that? It felt very real. It felt like I was actually in that bathroom, physically standing there. And what does that mean? Uh, is that alien form another lifetime of mine? Is that my original form? I don't think so, but um, is this something more sinister? I don't know. I can't tell you either way who or what it was and what it means. If it's simply just symbolic and there's no alien here at all, maybe that totally possible too. Uh, the only thing I can conclude and I could tell you definitively is that it felt very real. That was that.